Hi, my name is Tony Kovatch, and I'm the artist in residence here at Liberty Bellows in Philadelphia. I want to welcome you back to our series of instructional videos for the piano accordion. Today we're going to discuss strategies for harmonizing a simple melody using our 1, 4, and 5 chord in C major. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to compose a left-hand accompaniment that appropriately harmonizes any simple melody. Since today we're returning to C major, let's quickly review all of the components of that key. Let's start by reviewing the C major scale. Remember that we shift after our third finger. In past lessons, we've explored the keys of C, F, and G major, so at this point, you should be very familiar with the spellings of those chords. Let's review. Our C major chord consists of 3 notes, C, E, and G. Our F major chord consists of the notes F, A, and C. Our G major chord consists of the notes G, B, and D. Our song today is in this range, so let's review those chord inversions. We have our C chord in root position. We're going to play our F chord with our C on the bottom. And we're also going to play the same fingering for our G chord, so we're just going to shift that up. Let's play a 1, 4, 5, 1 chord progression. Let's discuss how we can use this knowledge to harmonize notes of the scale. Given any single note of the scale, you can determine which chords contain that note, and therefore which chords will sound appropriate harmonizing that note. The first rule of harmonizing notes of the scale is that if a note is contained in the tonic chord, we're always going to harmonize it with that tonic. For instance, if we're trying to figure out how to harmonize a C, we're going to use a C in our left hand. Likewise, the note E is also in the tonic, so we're going to use a C chord. And the same thing with G. Notice how well the left hand and the right hand fit together. Now all we need to do is figure out which chords match the other 4 notes in the scale. At this point, I challenge you to stop the video and try to solve these for yourself. Then you can restart the video to check your answer. To harmonize the note D, we really only have one choice, because only one of our chords contains the note D. That's our G major chord. So whenever we play a D today, we're going to harmonize it with a G in our left hand. To harmonize the note F, we also only have one choice, and that's the F major chord. It's the only chord that contains the note F. At this point, we've already figured out how to harmonize the first 5 notes of the scale. That's going to be C, and then for our D note, we're going to play a G in the left hand. For the E, we're going to go back to our tonic. For the F, we're going to play an F chord. And for the G, we're going to play our tonic. Notice at this point, every other note is harmonized by the tonic. For the note A, it makes sense to harmonize with an F major chord because A is one of the notes in an F major chord. For the note B, it makes sense to harmonize with a G major chord because B is a note in the G major chord. So the whole sequence will look like this. In the left hand, that's C, G, C, F, C, F, G, C. All of this will come in handy as we attempt to harmonize our song of the day, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. First, let's try to get the melody under our fingers. You'll notice that the first phrase involves a little bit of a reach. We're going to play the C with our thumb, and then we're going to reach up to the G with our 4th finger. Just like this. At this point, we're going to shift down by 1 note, and we're going to start the second phrase with our 4th finger on F. So both phrases with the shift will look like this. The third phrase can be played in the same hand position, starting with our pinky on the G. And the fourth phrase of the song is identical to the first two phrases of the song. So the whole melody will look like this. Shift. Shift. Now let's talk left-hand harmony. Let's see if we can figure out a harmonization for this melody. So let's start with the first phrase. We start on a C, and then we move to a G. We already discussed in the warm-up that we're going to play a C chord in the left hand for both a C and a G, because they're both in the C chord. When we go up to the A, we really only have one option, because only one of our chords has an A in it, and that's F major. Then we go back down to the G, which means we're going to play our C chord again. So the harmonization will sound like this. The next phrase simply walks down from F all the way down to C. We already know that any of the notes in the C chord are going to use a C in the left hand, like E and C. So let's start on our F. Obviously, we're going to use an F major chord for the F note. Then when we go to the E, we're back on the tonic. For the D, we only have one option, and that's our G chord. And then for C, we go back to the tonic. So that will sound like this. So far, our accompaniment sounds like this. The next two phrases are simply a walk down from G down to D. So let's figure out which chords will match those. We already decided that G will be harmonized by C, F will be harmonized by F, E will be harmonized by C major, and D will be harmonized by G. So that will sound like this. And then we simply repeat that phrase. And like I said before, the last section of the song is exactly the same as the first two phrases. So the whole song will sound like this. Let's try it in a 2-feel like this. Just for fun, let's try it in a polka feel. Congratulations, you've learned how to play a 12-bass accordion. Stay tuned for our next unit, where we talk about how to play in minor keys. Thanks for watching.